Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here. Today I'm joined by some special guests and friends as we discuss our thoughts on E3 now that it's all said and done. So today I am joined by Westtown HD,
What's going on, guys?
New Type,
Yo, what's good?
Photon,
Yo.
and Souls.
Okay, just to be different, I'm not gonna say yo. What's up?
Alright, so let's jump right into this. So we're going to go in order of the press conferences that happened. So EA, and to give a quick rundown of what EA announced, their major announcements were Battlefield 5, FIFA, Unravel 2, Sea of Solitude, Command and Conquer Rivals, and Anthem. So
Wait.
Blake, let's start with you since I know, especially for Command and Conquer, you have some thoughts.
First of all, there's one announcement on here. No, two announcements on here that you didn't point out. There was NBA and there was Madden.
Hey,
Let me tell you.
Let's see major announcements. No one cares
hey.
about.
So FIFA's a major announcement? Wait.
FIFA is okay. Football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, is the biggest sport in the world, and the World Cup is happening right now. So
anyway, to give my opinion on the new Command and Conquer, let me tell you how before the direct started, I was like, Bao, I really like Command and Conquer. I would love a new Command and Conquer game. Bao has the audacity after the stream to say, well, you got your Command and Conquer game. No.
You did though.
No. This Command and Conquer game is I was so mad. I was like, what made it worse, what cemented it worse, because as soon as they showed it off in the presentation, they're like, we're just gonna have a mini esports tournament here, have like two guys on the field, they're gonna trash talk each other, they're gonna play some. I was so lost. It just, the entire game itself looks like a really watered down rendition, and it hurts me. Just like when Chrono Trigger was brought to Steam and everyone found out it was the mobile version, everyone refunded their game.
Indeed. All right, New Type. Any thoughts about EA?
I'm just gonna put it out there. Madden don't matter. And,
Whoa.
He ain't lying.
I mean, for the Command and Conquer like mobile game, like that's fine, that's cool and all, but I don't think it was kind of like main conference worthy. They should have probably put in like
to pre-register for it. I'm looking on the App Store right now. It's not even available. What is this fraud?
I think they should put that at least in their like pre-show or at least in their post-show, but that's about it. As for Star Wars Battlefront 2, I'm kind of glad that they came out and said, yeah, we kind of fucked up a lot and we're gonna fix it. They came out way too late for that, and I don't think there's any way in fixing Star Wars at this point.
I was gonna ask if you think it's too late.
It's too late. I'm sorry. Bring back old Battlefront. Get it on Steam. Just saying. Sea of Solitude is the indie game. I think the woman presented it was kind of she didn't like had a script on it, so it was kind of awkward. But the game still looks pretty interesting, at least. Battlefield, I don't really care for Battlefield that much, but you know, kicking Call of Duty's ass right now, so I'll give him that much. Unravel 2 looks fantastic if you want to play with a friend, so I will definitely pick that up. And as for Anthem, I might get it, but they had to impress me a little bit more with it since they were kind of like, since it just felt like really, what's the word, like set up.
I understand.
You know, yeah.
That's potential, though. What about you, Photon? What'd you think of EA?
Oh boy. So they managed to do worse than last year, which that was a big surprise.
Sports.
Okay, so we have FIFA 19, Madden 19, and NBA 19, and you know, it's just, those are things that just exist, I guess. Command and Conquer Rivals, which the whole segment was really bad because they did a live demo of a mobile game and had people commentating it like it was esports. It was as awkward as like when Microsoft showed off the Darwin project in the conference last year, and they had a shoutcaster come on stage and commentate a match. That was just, oh gosh. Let's see.
What made it worse is it came completely out of left field. They just sat Weber down, like, okay, what's happening now? And then next thing you know, they got a commentator and everything. They're going ham. I'm like, why? Bao went to go make food.
I literally went to go make food.
That announcement should have just been a Twitter post.
Like, I have no problem with them announcing it. It's just they spent way too long on it.
I feel like mobile games are not to be shown at E3 ever again. That should be a taboo.
And then
Get ready for next year.
they have the Clone Wars DLC coming to Battlefront 2, which I thought that's good. More content's good. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So when Vince Zampella, I hope I said that right, from Respawn, they talked to him, and he's literally in an audience chair, and they talked to him for less than 2 minutes, and that's literally it. And that was just a terrible reveal. Like you don't show something, and then you don't reveal it. And even if EA pushed him to talk about the game before they were ready to show anything, in the end, the game was still one of the more forgettable announcements in this entire E3. And then Sea of Solitude had a cool concept and art style, and I really love the whole aesthetic of the game. I just hope that the message the game is trying to give to the player is achieved, because a lot of games that try to deliver a same or similar message end up missing the mark. And then Unravel 2, I haven't played the first game, but I think I really see the passion in the developer, and I'm glad to see that the first game was successful enough to get a sequel.
True.
The gameplay demo had that boo-boo at the beginning, but it was forgivable.
I mean, at least it's like a legit game. It's like, no, it's all done.
And it was really cool how they just shadow dropped it. It's just like it comes out today.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's always cool. And then Anthem looks neat, but since it's EA, I'm concerned with the final product, obviously. And also, there was early concept art for a game releasing very early next year, which is very weird to see. Plus, they had looping footage as well. Overall presentation was a mess, but I'm still kind of interested in the game. So, yeah.
All right. What about you, Souls? Thoughts on EA?
Overall, I don't really have much to say about EA, because literally only 2 games up there that had my interest, and that was Unravel 2 and Anthem. Unravel 2 looks just as good as it did last year, which can either be a good thing or a bad thing. Like, obviously there'll be newer levels, but I didn't see anything that's really new about the game besides the extra playable character, which I heard is local only and not online multiplayer.
For Unravel?
Yeah, for Unravel 2.
Huh.
I actually wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah.
It seems like one of those games.
Yeah. Surprisingly, was it last year where they introduced that career mode for FIFA? I think it was last year. That actually made me interested in FIFA more than this one, but like I said, Anthem and Unravel 2 looked the most entertaining. Anthem, I think I'm glad they showed us a lot more gameplay. Like in the beginning, it took them a while to get to the gameplay, which got me worried. But once they got there, it looked really good. It looks like a really fun co-op game. Like I said, also the best thing about that game to me is the movement and the traversity. I think that looks really good, and I like the designs of some of the mechs, and I love the fact that you can actually customize them with your other colors and all that. So yeah, Unravel 2 and Anthem, those are the ones to look out for from me at the that was shown at the EA conference.
The Evangelion color in Anthem though.
Yeah. That's definitely what caught my eye. I'm surprised not a lot of people talked about it besides I think RPG.
I gotta name my character Shinji now. Gotta get him back.
Not new type. If you do that though, you're not allowed to get in the robot.
Everyone's yelling at me.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I really cared about from EA.
As for my thoughts on EA, overall pretty poor, can't lie. But I did have interest in Sea of Solitude. It looks pretty cool. Anthem, I'm sort of with New Type. I kind of need to see more of them to impress me and make me want to buy it. But it doesn't look bad. Especially if, it can be that new 4-player co-op that you play with your friends. Maybe not to the degree that Left 4 Dead was or anything, but, something like that.
Yeah.
And Unravel 2, you guys know I'm not the biggest platformer fan, but the game itself looks good. And the developer is passionate about his game, so that's a plus. Other than that, But anyways, moving on.
Seriously, okay, so for EA, they do bad every single year. We need somebody to pretend to be a time traveler and send a email or something to Andrew Wilson and be like, yo, if you don't do these specific things in 3 years, your company's gonna go bankrupt or something like that. We need that to happen because EA keeps screwing up.
EA. Well, here's hoping for 2019. Not holding my
Madden!
breath.
But Madden!
Madden don't matter.
All right, let's move on to possibly the biggest one of E3 this year. surprisingly too, Microsoft. So
Yes.
Microsoft's big announcements were Halo Infinite, Ori 2, Tales of Vesperia Definitive, Sekiro. They had the Kingdom Hearts 3 Frozen trailer, the Sea of Thieves expansions, the Division 2, Devil May Cry 5, Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course, Jump Force, and Gears Pop and Gears 5. So, Blake, your thoughts on Microsoft?
Let me tell you though, Halo Infinite, I'm gonna predict it right now. Master Chief is not in the game. Master Chief is not in the game. The main Spartan they showed off there, if you look at the curvature and the booty, that a woman. All right, I'm just saying. Because
if you look at
Cortana took over.
Cortana took over. No, I think it's a different Spartan. I haven't played enough Halo lore to know what Spartan it could be. But I feel like this is like more of a spin-off game. I don't think it's gonna like be like a sequel to Halo 5.
I'm just happy it's coming to PC.
Yeah, that too. Because if it's going to PC, is that like a day one for you guys?
Depends on what it is, honestly. Because people are thinking it might be a remake or reboot. We don't know if it's like actually Halo 6.
I just really hope that it's like better optimized than Forge, because if you play Halo Forge, it's not optimized for mouse and keyboard. You can't do it. And Tales of Vesperia, never played a Tales. Well, I tried to play Tales of Symphonia. I got a few hours into it, but never went back to it. Tales of Vesperia, definitely, maybe at some point. I heard Vesperia is really good from the hardcore tryhards. My boy Shadow Elite HD. I hear everyone gassing this game. So I mean, hey, might pick it up on sale at some point. Kingdom Hearts 3, literally I saw that Frozen trailer, and now I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 1. I need to know more about this series. Don't judge me, alright? I used to like Frozen, then the internet and Disney took it way too far. Sea of Thieves, I honestly forgot they showed that. What was the trailer?
It was like 2 expansions.
They showed 2 expansions.
Is that gonna make people? Isn't it free to play though on the Game Pass? Why do people? Anyway.
Well,
Division 2.
Well, the complaint is that Sea of Thieves lacks content, and hopefully this addresses that.
It lacks content. It's a very busted game.
You need an Xbox to play it.
Has beautiful water.
All right,
it does.
Speaking of beautiful, Devil May Cry 5. Never played a Devil May Cry game, but I'm a huge fan of the Bayonetta series, and they're very close in the way they play. Devil May Cry 5 looked really good. The music was super bumpin'. The fight scenes look really cool. Definitely was something I gotta look into. I need to pick up the Devil May Cry collection, give that a try. Cuphead, always super fun. I don't understand how kids can play that game. A kid came into the store one day and said he'd beaten all of Cuphead. And I was like, there's no way. And then his father came in. He's like, yeah, no, he's really good. And I was like, you guys are on meth crack, because there's no way little Johnny got past the first boss when I can get past the first level. We're not going to go into that. Jump Force. Jump Force is probably in my top 3 most hype announcements of this E3. I'm an anime weeb, call me what you want, but that trailer, Frieza got decked for no reason.
Frieza didn't deserve that.
Frieza's gone.
He really didn't.
All right, literally, Goku by himself was enough to beat Frieza, but you got Gear 4 Luffy in there. You got Ninetales Naruto. Nah, there's nothing left. There's nothing left. Is he even playable? This man is gone. Take this man out of here.
I don't know why they made they made Frieza take all that heat.
Frieza took all of it. Oh my, it was beautiful, but that man, oh man, Frieza's gone. Also, Gears Pop looks. I showed to my brother without showing him Gears 5, and he's like, "I'm really disappointed in Microsoft this year. I can't live anymore." And I showed him Gears 5, and he was happy. But Gears 5 looking really good. I definitely need to pick up the collection on Windows 10 because it's only like $29, and that's actually really good because it comes with Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, and then Gears of War 4 is on there for another price. So I mean, you need to get into the Gears series. But yeah, overall, Microsoft is definitely leading this year's E3.
All right, let's see. Halo Infinite. We don't really know much about Halo Infinite, whether it's like a side game. I heard people say it's going to be a battle royale, which actually kind of be pretty interesting. So we'll have to see, but I'm excited to see what it is. Ori 2 looks good. Never played Ori 1. Might pick it up one day. Never also played a Tales of game. And everyone's been hyping this one up a lot, so I might have to check it out.
Yeah, this would be a great way to start.
There was a really cool looking game that I was actually very interested in called Sekiro. It was like a samurai, and like he dies and comes back to life, and I think that would be pretty cool to see once we know more about the game, since we don't really know much about it at this moment. Kingdom Hearts 3 Frozen trailer that was pretty good. I'm excited to see more blah 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 Kingdom Hearts things. There's a lot to talk about. I don't want to anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3, very excited. Sea of Thieves, pass. The Division 2, hard pass. Bang, bang, bang! Pull my devil trigger. I am excited for Devil May Cry 5.
I just watched the full song.
Oh my god, it's so good. I want it now.
I can't wait.
Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course, DLC, huh? Get it? Haven't played Cuphead yet, although looks cool. Can't wait to see that. Jump Force, I'm not excited for Jump Force like everyone else, mostly because this game depends on who's the roster. If the roster's not good, this is kind of a I'll pass. Especially they confirmed that like Light Yamagi is not a playable character.
So that's kind of they already have like Naruto, Luffy, and Goku. I mean, who else could you want?
Not those guys.
Simone, is that what you said from Gurren Lagann? I agree.
Well,
Simon's
I mean,
not shonen.
Oh, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
I mean, I just want like more variety of shonen characters other than the ones everyone kind of expects.
Like to love Rue.
Okay, so since this game pretty much looks like J-Stars, I guess you can pretty much kind of guarantee that the characters from that game are going to come to this game, plus more, which is what I'm hoping for.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping for too, but it's just like kind of like the obvious like safe picks. Yeah, it's kind of a pass for me.
Honestly, as long as we get Hunter x Hunter and My Hero, I'm happy.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of characters that were missing from J-Stars that I was kind of upset about, like Jotaro, Dio.
But yeah, once we see more of like what the roster's actually, I might get it. And the game like looks fantastic, although the gameplay is kind of like clunky at the moment.
Yeah.
Looks pretty early in development.
So yeah, hopefully that was just like the early beta one. They'll fix it up in a bit.
I mean, they only have like 6 characters to show off. Look pretty early.
I like the gear section of the of Microsoft where they kind of faked you out twice.
That was hilarious.
They showed you like Gears Pop, and then they show you the Gears Mobile, which the Gears Mobile actually looks pretty fun, not gonna lie. And then they actually get into Gears 5, which is actually pretty cool. And overall, I'd say Microsoft did pretty good this year.
Same.
All right, Photon, your thoughts on Microsoft?
Oh, right.
About to get them roasty hands.
I'm not going to roast them. Okay, so starting off with Halo Infinite, which was the first thing they showed. It was a cool reveal, and apparently, according to like Halo fans, I'm not a Halo fan because I never played the series because I don't own any of the Xbox systems, but apparently the trailer resembled like the very first Halo trailer or something.
Yeah, it did.
So that was a really cool touch.
Which is one of the reasons people think it might be a reboot.
And then, but like my problem with the game is the title, because like Infinite right now isn't a very like positive word in the community, considering we just got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and that didn't turn out too well.
Oh wow.
I didn't even think about that.
So hopefully they know what they're doing.
Now I'm crying inside. Thanks, folks.
You're welcome. So they also revealed. Rare revealed Battletoads, and this was a huge surprise to me, especially after all the Perfect Dark rumors that were out and about like Rare working on a new Perfect Dark, but then it ends up being Battletoads, and that took me by surprise.
So do you think Battletoads is like a remake of the first game, or is it like a sequel?
I think it's like a reboot of some kind.
I think it's going to be a remake. Capitalize on that nostalgia.
Alright, fair enough.
And then Cuphead got some DLC, the Delicious Last Course, and that was cool to see. Just anytime a game gets new content, it's usually a good thing.
Wait, hold on. Before you go on, I never played Battletoads, and it's not on the list, so I don't want to forget it. But what is Battletoads like? What kind of game is that?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the SNES game.
Yeah.
Sort of imagine that.
Oh, okay. So kind of like side scroller, beat 'em up. Oh, kind of like what's that? Double Dragon.
Not so much a beat 'em up, but basically they were made around that same time period, and yeah.
Ah, okay.
It's also notorious for being like the hardest game ever.
Okay.
So, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. It's finally here performing for you. And like, sorry for that reference, but it's just like that's definitely one of the most like requested remasters in the like entire like JRPG community. So the fact that it's finally a thing that exists is obviously really good.
And that song playing in its trailer, its theme?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that song was hella catchy. I'm gonna need a link.
It's called,
I have a feeling you'd like that.
Ring a Bell. That's the name of it.
So like as soon as I start getting into the Tales of series, I'll definitely pick up Vesperia at some point. Cyberpunk 2077, that's a game that exists. I don't really have any opinion on it. It's just a thing that exists that a lot of people are excited about, so good for them. Just Cause 4, I'm really happy to see another Just Cause game. The jungle-y setting is definitely different. The weather system looks crazy, and that can definitely create some interesting moments. I'm looking forward to it, even though it does release 3 days before Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh, wow.
Hope your wallet's ready.
It's not. I just bought Shadow of the Colossus and pre-ordered Kingdom Hearts 3 today, so yeah.
Shout out to the people that pre-ordered Kingdom Hearts 3 5 years ago.
So
They already made their money back.
So Devil May Cry 5, that's a thing. And
That's a thing.
and I know that people are really happy about that because a lot of people are really wanting a 5th installment since the 4th game came out 10 years ago. And I'm really happy about that. Even though I haven't played a series, I'm really happy about that because I'm going to try to get into the series. Had the first game, still haven't played it, but Devil May Cry 5 looks neat.
One thing I like about this whole Devil May Cry 5 thing, like, no one is mentioning DMC. It's like, yeah, we're just not going to talk about that anymore.
Nobody cares about DMC and fucking
It's
emo Dante.
it's crazy how they rebooted it and then went back to the original. It's bullcrap.
And then they showed Furries.
What?
My bad.
People actually call him Frieza.
Frieza?
Forza Horizon 4. Goodness gracious. And surprisingly, it actually looked kind of fun to me.
I agree. I guess.
Of course, we have the new Nier that's coming to Xbox One, which I'm happy about. That allows more people to experience the game, but I still wish that they'd bring Gestalt and Replicant over to Xbox One and PS4 so people can no longer have an excuse to play it before Automata. Gears Pop was the best troll in E3 history. That was so good. And then, of course, Gears 5 got announced after that, which that was cool for the Gears fans. They also showed off that Zelda-style game called Tunic, where he plays like that little fox.
Developed in Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's my town, boy!
And I really like the art style of that. Jump Force, that was a big surprise. And I'm just really excited for that. I hope to see, like... I haven't read JoJo yet. Like, I haven't read Part 5, beyond that, but I'm really hoping we get some characters from, like, Part 5 onwards and not just from, like, the TV show, the ones that have been adapted into the anime.
Same.
Specifically from Steel Ball Run. And, yeah, the only thing that I don't like is the fact that they revealed that Light Yagami and Ryuk are story characters and aren't playable, which that's like, why? Why'd you show it then?
Just make Light slap people with his book.
Maybe they'll at least be support characters.
Stab him with a pen.
Like in Jump Ultimate.
But
Stab him with a pen.
And then, so the playable characters so far: Naruto, Sasuke, Goku, Frieza, Luffy, and Zoro. So those aren't really any, surprise announcements. But of course, I'm expecting them to reveal like Ichigo and characters like that soon.
Of course, I didn't show Ichigo in that scuffle.
Same here.
I was like, did Bleach fall that low to not be shown here?
I mean, Frieza could take another,
Didn't anime end like on a cliffhanger or something?
It ended really bad.
I think it ended mostly because people didn't like who Ichigo hooked up with. They was hoping it'd be Rukia.
The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. I'm really happy to see like a prequel of Life is Strange 2 that's announced. Not to mention it's free and it comes out in just a couple weeks.
Is it going to be just one episode free, or is it like, or is that all it is one episode?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
All I know is like the whole thing as a whole is free and comes out like June 26th.
I think it is episodic.
And then they showed Session, which is not Skate 4. And that was a bit like disappointing.
Hey, at least it's another skateboard game, so maybe this one will have potential.
It's a spiritual successor.
I thought it was Tony Hawk. I was mad.
And then Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I cannot say wisps. That's so hard to say.
Wisp.
It had a really gorgeous art style, great music, cool gameplay. It definitely the presentation in this trailer was a lot better than what it was last year, in my opinion. It's like last year, like they just had like the character like walking around. And this time we're seeing him do combat moves and stuff like that. So that was cool. I haven't played the first game, but I'm hoping to get into it at some point if I have time. PUBG showed off some kind of new maps. So that's cool for people that are interested in that. Sea of Thieves got some expansions. The Cursed Sails, which comes out in July, and Forsaken Shores, which comes out in September. Which those look cool to add more content into Sea of Thieves, which it kind of lacked. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which looked amazing. I'm not a fan of like the Souls kind of games, unfortunately, so like I'm not interested, but that's just personal opinion. But for the people that do like those kind of games, that's really cool. And yeah, let's see. Crackdown 3 got delayed to 2019, which that game was revealed at E3 2014. And it's just like that's just a game that people have stopped caring about, because like if it had released earlier, maybe it'd be different. The whole thing just dragged on, and they're still delaying it, and it's just goodness gracious. And then they showed Shadow of the Tomb Raider as well, which that was cool. Kingdom Hearts 3, oh great. Don't worry, it's actually kind of short. So I like the reveal of the Frozen world. I'm glad it's not a musical world like some people were like expecting. That's pretty much why the people that didn't want Frozen in Kingdom Hearts 3, that's pretty much their problem, is that it'd be like another Atlantica, but it's not. So I'm glad that it's like a more it's your usual combat world. And I think that the release date being revealed before any of the E3 trailers really helped the trailer shine and not be a downer. And the gummy ships looked great because they're now kind of more open and all that. And game continues to look more and more gorgeous. You have to see Larxene as well. And then of course there was the huge stinger at the end. Gosh, I'm still trying to recover from that. Aqua being
got Norded.
Got Norded.
That's still something in STD.
And then the last two things aren't necessarily game related, but Microsoft, well, I mean they are, but not like specific games. But Microsoft, of course, has new studios. They have Playground Games, which do Forza Horizon, not Forza, or whatever I said before. Undead Labs, State of Decay, Ninja Theory, which is behind Hellblade, and Compulsion Games, which is behind We Happy Few. So that's really cool for them to be able to have a bunch of new studios for them to work with. And then one thing about Microsoft's conference I didn't like is at the very end they teased about the new Xbox that they're saying it's like currently in development and it'll be announced at next year's E3. And I just feel like that's a really bad move for them, because here they are announcing all these games, and then they're just like, oh, by the way, we have a console that's so much better than the Xbox One. We're going to reveal it next year, so you have no point in getting a Xbox One.
Will it be the world's strongest console?
Didn't last year they announced the other Xbox,
the Xbox One X, yes.
Yeah, the Xbox One X.
But overall, I think Microsoft did pretty good this year, even though a lot of these games aren't exclusives. But like just the sheer game announcements were incredible. Step up from last year, even though last year they did really good as well. Microsoft's conferences are starting to get better and better. So yeah.
All right. So, your thoughts on Microsoft?
Okay. I'm just gonna go over the stuff I cared about, but Ori 2. Ori 2 looked good. I still haven't played the first one, but looking at this one, it just reminded me to get on that. I want to try to get that done this year. Of course, the one we've all been waiting for is Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition. Yes.
All right.
Oh my gosh, like. It's just crazy to think we're finally going to be getting this game, and it's also even crazier that it's going to be coming into a console other than the Xbox, the Switch, the PS4, the Xbox One. That's awesome, and I'm wondering if we'll get even more content than the PS3 version, because that'd be awesome. I doubt it.
That would be interesting.
That'd be awesome, even if it's just more costumes. Sekiro, I thought that looked really good. I'm hoping it doesn't play too much like a Dark Souls game, just because I feel like there's a little bit of Bloodborne or Soulsborne fatigue going around right now, especially after they announced Neo 2. So I'm hoping I don't mind if it plays like a Souls game, but at the same time, I hope it does something new and different. But it looked really good.
How crazy is that we get like 3 samurai games and they all have to be like Dark Souls-esque games?
Right? Because the Ghost of Tsushima kind of feel like that. It was a samurai game, but yeah, I think Sekiro looks like the best out of all of them, in my opinion. Kingdom Hearts 3, at each trailer they release, it looks better than the last and gets me even more hyped to get this game in my hands. I love the new look for stores like. I love the what was the Pirates of the Caribbean World they showed? Was that in this conference?
That was a later one.
Oh well, spoilers. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 just keeps looking better each time they show a trailer, and it sucks that they are probably going to show more trailers by the time it gets released because they announced that the release date is further than what we all assumed. So it just makes the wait even harder.
Game's not coming out anytime soon. Come on.
Stop. All right. What else? Sea of Thieves. Division 2. No. Oh, Devil May Cry. Yes. Oh my God. Y'all don't know how y'all know how much I needed Devil May Cry 5, especially after DMC.
That trailer was so hype.
It was so lit. And it's crazy because they made Virgil. Nero look exactly like the DMC reboot Dante. And I don't know if they did that on purpose, but a lot of people were saying they were kind of like trying to give a successor to
DMC Dante, cooler DMC Dante.
Wait, what's that game that got canceled?
Scalebound. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Yes, don't do it. That's a soft spot.
You know he looks just like him. I'm upset that game got canceled. You never know what can happen. Anyway, Nero looks awesome. People are saying that after his arm got ripped off. People are saying it was Virgil, and I've been looking at a lot of videos, and it seems like that's a plausible fact. It seems like Virgil will be in this game.
Hey, as long as Virgil's back, I don't really mind.
Same here. He wants his Yamato back. Anyway, moving on from that, we got Cuphead again, just like Ori. I have to play that game before I get into this. Jump Force. Let me tell you, when those Hokage heads were revealed, I thought this was a new Rise of Ninja game, which I would have been fine with because it would have been a win from Microsoft, and it would have been awesome to get a new Rise of Ninja game because I think that was a pretty fun, a little bit more game that you could take more seriously. But instead, it was another crossover jump game called Jump Force, which looked beautiful. Like it's taking place in New York City, which is like crazy. Why is it taking place in America? Like it's like freedom.
That was probably the biggest shock of that trailer. The setting.
It looked crazy good.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Here's my theory. They're in New York because Frieza committed tax fraud.
No, they're there to stop Thanos.
Stop it. They can't hold a candle to Thanos.
Hey, Light, he can't.
Yo, what's her full name?
What's Thanos' last name?
He'll trick one of the combatants to give up half their life so you can see their name. Anyway,
spoilers by the way.
They don't know what I'm talking about if they ain't see it. Anyway, what else? Jump Force. It actually showed a lot of gameplay for this game, and I'm so happy that Zoro is going to be in this game because, like I said, this game looked a lot like J-Stars, and there were a lot of characters that weren't present in that game that I'm hoping make an appearance in Jump Force. So we got Zoro, but I need Sanji now. I need Sanji because it was kind of weird for them to put Boa Hancock in J-Stars.
I mean, I feel like if they use too many characters from the same series, we won't get as much diversity in anime. I feel like 4 characters in the anime is a good limit.
I agree, but at the same time, we don't know exactly how many series they're going to put in this game, so it could be like what you see here plus like 3 or 4 more series.
Yeah, so, I would do Smash Bros. And give it 65 characters. Come on.
Hey, we'd all want that. I ain't
put in all the Shonen characters. Everyone's here.
Everyone.
Imagine the trailer just says they're all
in the same font.
Yes.
I think that trailer would still be going on right now.
What else? Well, I feel like we should do another video on characters that we want in Jump Force later. But then we got the gear stuff. Like you guys said, that was the biggest troll of E3 and in E3 history, Gears Pop, then that Tactics Gears game, then Gears 5, which looked really good actually. I think it looks even better than the 4th game. You got the female protagonist, played by Lord Bailey, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right.
My girl.
And I think that's all I really cared mostly about at the Microsoft conference. Microsoft, they did really good this year. Now a lot of people get on them and say like, yeah, pretty much every game they shown you're not even going to buy on an Xbox platform. But
I mean, you're damn right,
as gamers here, let's be real, we don't really care about the console. At the end of the day, we care about the games. I mean, we need the consoles, don't get me wrong, but we care about the games. So, Microsoft, you guys get a thumbs up. Y'all did good.
That's true. Alright, my thoughts on Microsoft. Halo Infinite, can't really be interested in it yet because, like I said, we don't know what it is, haven't even seen any gameplay, but I will keep it on my radar. Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition, definitely one of the top announcements of E3 for me because I love that game. I put probably collectively over 200 hours into the original. I actually today went back to Tales of the Abyss because of my hype for Vesperia, which I might stream later if I have time. See.
Let me ask you, did you get all the costumes in Vesperia? Because I never managed to get all of them.
Yes, but I had to use a guide on the second playthrough.
Okay. No shame.
I guess I should mention that's one of my big issues with Vesperia. Actually, you miss a ton of side content if you don't use a guide. It's impossible to get all that stuff on your own.
Like, I was so mad about Endgame when I watched the playthrough, and this guy had these dope, like, cowboy Dark Knight costumes for Yuri. I was like, what the heck?
But yeah, still gonna be a problem because the PS3 version has even more. But let's see. Sea of Thieves, don't own an Xbox and can't play it, but the game looks interesting. I hope this does add more content to it because I don't know, I'm a sucker for pirates, and the concept of the game itself is really cool. Devil May Cry 5. This was a shock. Well, not a shocker because there was rumors, but I think what they did with it was a shocker with, Nero being back, his robot arm. Although there's one thing I'm confused about. Is this a sequel? Because
yeah, it's a sequel. They said it takes 10 years after. No, 7 or 10 years after 4.
Because to me, he looks younger than he used to. Might just because of the way he's drawn.
I think he looks a bit older.
Yeah, I think he looks a little older.
Then again, they're all like half demons, so it might take a while for them to actually age.
Yeah, and also they are going with a more realistic art style, so that could be throwing you off.
Also true. But regardless, I'm looking forward to it.
Like one of the characters from 4 too. I think it was like his female friend.
Yeah, Kyrie or something.
Yeah, I think he name dropped her in the trailer.
Yeah.
I was really a fan of 4, so I'm glad to see Nero back, and I can't wait to play this. Cuphead, I have not played the original, mainly because I know how notoriously hard it is, and probably not very enjoyable to play, despite how good it looks for me.
You ain't about that life.
I don't hate myself that much. Jump Force, it looks like, well, the trailer itself, I thought was like Battle Dawn from the GameCube and PS2 days, if anyone remembers that crossover. But the fact that it's another Jump Stars game is pretty awesome. Like I said earlier in the discussion, as long as we get like Hunter x Hunter and My Hero Academia, I'll probably be happy. Although I am a bit worried about the gameplay just because it does look a bit not polished.
Yeah, it was a little clunky.
And finally, with the Gears stuff, actually not finally, one more thing. But with the Gears stuff, Gears Pop, that was probably the most hilarious E3 moment ever for me, just because the way they did it was really well done. But thankfully, in their defense, they had Gears 5 after that, so they can be excused with some trolling. Like, if they had just had Gears Pop and not Gears 5, then they would have caught hell from people. And finally,
riots in the streets.
what I wanted to talk about was Cyberpunk, was it 2077?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, that's from the creators of The Witcher 3, and that game's phenomenal, so I'm very much looking forward to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, it seems interesting, but a lot of people have been hyping it up, but I still need to see more of it because I have no clue what it is.
Well, it's an RPG. We know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no gameplay of it yet. But I trust CD Projekt Red after their endeavors with the Witcher series because it's freaking phenomenal. But yeah, overall, Microsoft, phenomenal this year. Really blew everyone out the water, everyone's expectations. Let's see if they can do it again next year. And hopefully. Let's move on to Square. So, Square primarily had Shadow of the Tomb Raider, an announcement about Final Fantasy XIV having a crossover with Monster Hunter World. We got a more extensive look at the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit, Dragon Quest XI, a new IP called Babylon's Fall, Just Cause 4, and another new IP, The Quiet Man. So, Blake, go ahead.
All right, so going into this, I'm not gonna lie. I told myself I wasn't gonna expect too much, but they showed below not enough. Like Square Enix's press conference, I was expecting at least like 45 minutes to an hour to keep up with everything else, but they literally, I think the press conference was like 30 minutes around that, 29.
30, yeah.
It felt really short, and what they showed off felt really rushed and unprepared. I know a lot of people were expecting to see Final Fantasy VII, but I'm convinced that game's not in development. So...
It's all a conspiracy theory.
I could have sworn that trailer they showed off at last year's E3 off some kind of YouTube channel somewhere because there's no way that game's in development. But I mean, hey, the Final Fantasy 14 Monster Hunter stuff, I might actually get back into 14. Final Fantasy 14 is one of the few MMOs that I actually played for longer than half an hour because MMOs typically turn me off with how much is going on around them. Final Fantasy 14 system felt different enough. Adventures of Captain Spirit looks interesting. Free-to-play stuff is always a plus. Dragon Quest XI, I remember when they announced that for the Switch like 3 years ago, when under the tag NX, and we were like, Dragon Quest, yeah. Now it's not even out yet. But Babylon's Fall, definitely taking a risk there with a new IP, but I think it looks good enough. I just need to see more, and I'll definitely be hooked. Just Cause 4, not gonna lie, I never knew Just Cause was Square Enix property, and seeing in this game or seeing in this direct story, it looked ridiculously wild, and I kind of want to drive a car into a tornado now. But that's just my opinion.
And just so you know, Just Cause 3 is on sale right now for $7 on PSN.
$7?
I just bought it myself.
Hold the phone. Pause the recording. Your boy's gonna go Just Cause. Let's get it.
All right, new type. Go ahead.
All right. They showed off Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm still not really that interested in the Tomb Raider series. I don't know, it's just something that doesn't really click with me.
Understandable.
Yeah, it looks servable. Yeah. And they showed off the Final Fantasy XIV with Monster Hunter World collab, which I think it was like Monster Hunters and like Final Fantasy World. They're like raid bosses, I think, right?
Probably, yeah. Well, it's Rathalos in Final Fantasy, and Monster Hunter's getting the Behemoth from Final Fantasy.
Regardless, it looks dope. I might actually get into it if I had a good PC to run Final Fantasy XIV.
Nah, you're fine.
The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit looks kind of interesting. Just go into like a kid's imaginations, just go wild, and hopefully
it's gonna take a dark turn.
It's gonna be depressing. It's gonna be depressing.
Kids die, go to purgatory, some shit. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, I hope it gets this serious. I'm
not sure if the other episodes. I'm pretty sure this is gonna come out in parts, so hopefully the other parts might also be free. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Dragon Quest XI, I'm actually excited for. The only other Dragon Quest game I ever played was I think 9 for the DS, and I thought that was pretty good. So I'm excited to see this one. Babylon's Fall, that's a thing. I don't know how to think about it. It looks interesting. Still need to see more about it. Just Cause 4 looks crazy. I definitely want to drive into a tornado. And The Quiet Man. I'm assuming this game is you just play as a deaf guy the entire time. So you're just Daredevil game. In case you ever wanted one of those. So hopefully this game doesn't fall below Death's ear.
I'm actually a bit surprised they haven't had more Daredevil related stuff in gaming. But anyways, Photon Europe.
Okay, so Square Enix. The conference was not good.
I actually expected you to defend them a tiny bit.
But I wouldn't say it was like the worst of the worst. Like EA's still worst. But you can't beat EA in terms you can't go lower than EA.
Madden was hype.
Madden don't matter.
So you know, I ended up being a little bit disappointed. So we had Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which, you know, we got a good gameplay demo of that, which looked good. Seemed very like Assassin's Creed-esque. We had Dragon Quest 11, which we had, you know, some good stuff on that, and even a crossover between it and Brave Exvius, I think. Yeah. Final Fantasy 14 stuff really confused me initially when I was watching, the showcase for the first time, because it looked like I couldn't tell if like the crossover was for Monster Hunter World or if it was for Final Fantasy 14, but it ends up being for both. So yeah, but like initially that just seemed really confusing to me. Just Cause 4, I mean, I don't really have much to say about the game aside from what I said before with Microsoft's conference. Babylon's Fall, it's really cool to see Square Enix and Platinum Games team up again, and I can't wait to learn more about this game in the future because it looks very interesting. The Quiet Man was a really like poorly done trailer.
Yeah,
It
like
was. I didn't understand a single thing about the game, and thus I found myself entirely uninterested. But you know, hopefully they can like show us more of like what exactly the game is at some point in time.
DLC soon, maybe?
And then like when I first saw it, I think when I first saw it and I saw like the guy like he had like the hood on and like he had like hood covering his face, I thought it was like a new like Deus Ex game, and then I was like entirely disappointed. But yeah, so and then Kingdom Hearts 3, the trailer felt like a very like director's cut of like the previous one.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the added scenes. I don't really have much to say about them aside from, well, Zigbar looks great, but I think he needs a little bit more wrinkles like in his face for his model. But that's about it. Square Enix is, I'd say they're above EA, but you know they're down there at the bottom of the.
I don't know, Photon. EA brought their A game.
Isn't it weird how Square got gypped at their own conference? They didn't even have the Pirates trailer. They just showed like the Frozen trailer again.
Yeah, it's funny how Square, you're expecting like a Kingdom Hearts trailer in Square's Nah, you would have thought.
I know, it's like a lot of staples you expected from Square, but
Square's like, oh shit, we have a press conference this year. What do we get?
There's just a lot of things I was expecting to see from like other games that they didn't end up showing, and that just kind of led to me being disappointed.
All right.
Like we didn't even see the Avengers project. Like there's just so many there's so many things like they just didn't show, and I was like, okay, that's surprising.
Probably wasn't ready yet. That's probably the main issue.
That's what you always say with Square.
They like to announce things, but they don't have anything to show.
That should be their slogan. It wasn't ready yet.
He wasn't ready.
All right, so what's your thoughts on Square this year?
Alright, so while Square showed some pretty cool stuff, to be honest, I don't know why Square even had a conference. They should just gave all their reveals and trailers to the big guys like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, all them, to show off these games, because it was just a waste of time, really. These could have been showed at any time. It wasn't really anything to set aside for.
Not to mention most of the stuff they already showed in the other conferences.
Exactly. So yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I think the Tomb Raider games are decent. They're not like crazy out there. Like they're not day one games to me. I don't know why she isn't dual wielding her pistols. You know, iconic Lara Croft using her dual wielding pistols. Especially if you played the first game and how that ended. I'm just, you know, like a lot of people said, I'm waiting for it to become the Tomb Raider. What else? The Final Fantasy 14 cross Monster Hunter collab. I gotta get into the Final Fantasy MMO. It looks like a lot of fun, so I can't really say much on it right now, but it's a pretty cool thing that's going on with them. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. Like y'all said, it's cool that we're getting a prologue to Life is Strange 2 because I absolutely love Life is Strange. I just feel like it's a little weird. Like, I just need something interesting to happen because it feels like a PBS show right now.
It'll get much darker.
Just wait till
I hope so. And I also need to know like how many episodes this is going to be, since this is a prologue, and if it's going to be, and also when is Life is Strange 2 even happening?
This is Life is Strange 2. What are you talking about?
No, it's not.
Okay. Dragon Quest XI, that looks freaking awesome. I can't wait to get that in my hands. I can't really. I only played Dragon Quest VIII, and while that game was awesome, I didn't really like the random encounter rate.
Yeah, it was very high.
Yeah, it was super annoying. But I'm not really sure exactly how this game is going to work. I don't know if there's going to be random encounters or actual enemies you run into on the screen. I haven't really seen too much gameplay because I don't want to, spoil myself. Babylon's Fall, I actually liked what they showed for that. That looks really cool and interesting, so they definitely have my attention with that. Definitely want to see more of that game. Just Cause 4 looks cool, looks crazy, looks exciting as always. It really looks like they're keeping what they did with Just Cause 3 and taking things, to level over 9,000. The Quiet Man, like y'all said, the trailer or the introduction was weird. I thought it was a cool transition from live action to end game, but why? that was the best you guys came up with to introduce that game. But I don't know, the combat looks kind of like I don't want to say Batman because I think everybody says Batman too much, but it looks interesting. Definitely another game I'll keep my eye on. Not as much as
feel.
Yeah, not as much as Babylon's Fall, but it looks interesting. But overall, yeah, Square really didn't need to have a conference if this is what they want to show. Those are my thoughts, at least.
All right. For me, Square, disappointing, but I wasn't expecting too much from them, honestly. Although I did want another look at Final Fantasy VII, we didn't get that, so that sucks.
Yeah, silly Bao.
Big L.
Shout out to Tomb Raider. I liked the first rebooted Tomb Raider game. Never played the second one, Rise of the Tomb Raider. It was good, basically Uncharted clone, but it was good, so I didn't really care.
I literally thought it was Uncharted Lost Legacy.
A little bit more gameplay though than the Uncharted game.
And I will admit, one of my favorite parts is watching Laura get killed in very horrendous ways.
I remember that, like the log going.
Like it took a lot of effort to make gruesome deaths for her.
Yeah, like why they do that?
They know how much gamers are sadists.
Oh my god.
It was worse than Mortal Kombat sometimes.
Yeah, it kind of was. All right, moving on to Final Fantasy 14 and Monster Hunter. The fact that's even happening is freaking awesome. I don't know the exact details besides like what they are. Of course, Rathalos and Final Fantasy, Behemoth and Monster Hunter. But like I don't know if it's just a timed event or whatever. But it's pretty cool the fact it's even happening. Dragon Quest XI. Really looking forward to this one. It still sucks for not getting the 3DS version. But the fact we're getting it all is awesome. I'm not sure if I want this on PC or Switch, though. I'm still, like, juggling my choice around. That's true.
I mean, but this seems like a big game. You gotta make sure it can run, well on Switch because.
I mean, Xenoblade ran well enough. Like, as long as it's not crashing, and so long as it does not turn your Switch into an oven, you're fine.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if it's the Switch version ends up being like 720p, I'll probably just go for a PC, but whatever.
I was going to say also the resolution.
Babylon's Fall. We really don't even know what this really is, besides who's making it, and as like biblical based. But the concept, I like. Platinum's involved. Something really awesome could come out of this, so I'll keep my eye on it. Just Cause 4, I only got into the series with 3, but it's really fun and ridiculous. It's like GTA pushed to its maximum ridiculousness with explosions and action. So the fact you
Saints Row.
Yeah. Pretty much. Quiet Man. This one was interesting. Quiet Man, I don't know what Square was trying to do here. It's like, oh, it's Quiet Man, and that was just it.
It was a pretty quiet announcement.
I don't know, it was just really weird. And overall, Square definitely, I won't say they dropped the ball this year, but it could have been more.
Let me tell you how E3 threw Square the ball, and then Madden came in, gave them the tackle, caught that ball, and got a touchdown.
I mean, I was thinking more basketball, but okay. But anyways. That'll do it for Square. Now we can move on to Ubisoft. And this year, Ubisoft had Just Dance 2019.
Hell yeah.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Trials Rising. New content for Mario Rabbids. More Skull and Bones stuff. Starlink with the Star Fox collaboration. Update for Honor. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So, Blake, your thoughts on Ubisoft?
All right, let me tell you how the first 15 minutes of Ubisoft's press conference, I was losing hope fast. Okay, they came in with the pandas. They came in with the performers. People were dancing. They were shaking. The panda was going in. All right, let me tell you, they had the drums. They had the trumpets. I was like, this E3 has been way too musical. Between this and Rage 2, there has been way too much music in this year's E3. It's just weird, but Just Dance 2019. All right, I will give Ubisoft shout out to the fact that they're still bringing it to the Wii. But
that's crazy to me. They're still bringing.
I think they commented on. They said the reason they bring it to the Wii is because they're not graphically demanding games, and Wii remotes are the easiest thing to use for Just Dance.
Wait. Just Dance 2019 is coming to the Wii?
Yes, sir. It's coming to the Wii, Xbox. Are you serious? It's coming to everything.
We are brand new.
I mean, the Wii's probably not the definitive edition, of course, but I mean, it's a Just Dance game. I mean, to all those people that see, I work at a game store, and you'd be surprised how many like little old ladies and like people during New Year's come in to buy Just Dance. It's an actual thing.
Why New Year's?
That's definitely a Black Friday seller.
Exactly. Beyond Good and Evil 2 looked interesting. I mean, I know nothing of the first Beyond Good and Evil, but just the immediate thoughts on Beyond Good and Evil 2 kind of look like Guardians of the Galaxy. Not gonna lie. But Trials Rising, I think I was the only one that was hyped for that game because I love the Trials Evolution series, and that game looks really fun. I'm going to need to get it. It's coming to Switch. That may or may not be day one, depending on the price point, because I know Trials games, Ubisoft games in general, drop in price like water. So, Mario Rabbids DLC, let me tell you how my boy Donkey Kong, he had the Donkey Kong rap going in the back. I was feeling it. I need to pick up Mario plus Rabbids. Skull and Bones, I mean, it's literally Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but like no Assassin's Creed, just Black Flag. Which, from what I understand, is pretty all right with everyone.
If you liked it.
It was fun.
Starlink with the Star. I feel like there's a missed opportunity with Starlink, where they only have the Star Fox stuff and the Nintendo stuff. Like, for example, in the Xbox version, why didn't they have like a Halo exclusive thing, or like in Sony, why didn't they have like, I don't know, what is Sony have exclusive for them?
Actually, now that you mention it, like a Banshee from Halo,
yeah, or something. Just cool. Like,
yeah,
if each game had its own crossover, it would feel more genuine. But I feel like
they only want them to sell on Switch.
I was to say, it's literally just gonna be like, to people who are fans of the game or just fans of Star Fox in general, they're gonna look at this and be like, I don't see any reason not to get this version.
Yeah, like make a Nathan Drake and a Master Chief one.
Exactly.
Nathan Drake.
Also, For Honor, I can't really comment on that. Never really played the series. It looks like a giant Dynasty Warriors game, but you're being slaughtered. So,
more like 1v1.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey looking really cool. This whole supernatural aspect is an interesting concept. I know my brother, who's a longtime fan of Assassin's Creed, he's getting tired with them calling these games Assassin's Creed, when in reality they're really not Assassin's Creed games anymore. And so, I mean, yeah, looks interesting though. Definitely gonna have to like give it a look. I've not played Assassin's Creed Origins, but this game looks definitely. It looks better than like the train of Assassin's Creed games they've been putting out.
All right,
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
All right, so Just Dance 2019. It's another Just Dance game. You excited for that? That's cool.
Yes.
I'm not, but you know, whatever.
Shake it, Newton. Come on, Rico.
Anyway, Beyond Good and Evil 2. I'm actually looking forward to this, since they had that surprise reveal at the very end where the main protagonist from the first game, Jade, is apparently a villain now, which is like, what? And they say this game's a prequel or a sequel or something like that. Or
It
like
has
a mix
to
of
be
both.
a sequel.
Okay, and I don't know how that's going to work out, but shall see. And Trials Rising looks actually pretty fun, although it's not like a first day buy for me. It's definitely like, I'll get it eventually, but regardless, it still looks interesting. Mario's Rabbids, I always wanted to try this. XCOM Nintendo's, add in Star Fox, and you'll be good.
That'd actually be cool.
Yeah, no, right? Skull and Bones, it's just Black Flag without the Assassin's Creed part. And that's pretty dope, because it looks really good. Starlink with Star Fox collab. Honestly, the only main selling point for this game for me is the Star Fox aspect. Other than that, the game's kind of eh.
Kind of eh.
Yeah, just like, yeah, it's there. You can probably pick it up for your kid if you want. For Honor, still not interested in For Honor. Although, thank you, Ubi, for releasing this game for free, because now I have it for free, but I'm never going to play it. So thank you for that. And then we finally have Creed Odyssey. I'm not going to call it Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because I didn't see an assassin in it.
I've seen gameplay. There's no assassin stuff.
So we're coming up with Creed Odyssey, a new IP from Ubisoft.
Creed Odyssey.
Creed Odyssey.
And honestly, it's just another Assassin's Creed game. Doesn't really look too interesting. They already done the male-female swap. You can choose the beginnings. Just whatever. It's there if you want it. Not interested. Overall, Ubisoft, they did well this year. I like the fact they were kind of a bit more memey this year. And other than that, I'm not really too crazy about anything released other than just Beyond Good and Evil 2, some Mario Rabbids stuff, and yeah.
All right, Photon, your thoughts on Ubisoft?
All right. Well, just like almost every single conference in this entire E3 year, they start out with a train wreck. So
we only go up from here.
So we start off with Just Dance. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. So you showed up Just Dance 2019, which that's, that's whatever. For Honor got an update, which that's cool. The Division 2, I actually don't really remember what they showed off about the Division 2 at Ubisoft, because I remember it mostly from Microsoft's conference. And then the Crew 2, they showed that off, that was cool. I think that game comes out really soon, actually. Beyond Good and Evil looked okay. I mean, I'm not, I haven't played the first game, but it looks interesting. And then there's, of course, Skull and Bones, which looks like Black Flag. But I need to see more of the game to convince me to buy it. But I'm definitely interested, because okay, when it comes to video games, ocean-related things are like my ultimate weakness. Like I love ocean-related things, like boats in the ocean and all that. I love that. So when I see boats in an ocean, it gets me interested. So yeah. And then there was that Transference game that Elijah Wood presented, and that was kind of spooky. not my type of game.
Too spooky for you?
Yes. And then Trials Rising, that was a thing, and I like how it's like, it's coming to like a bunch of different platforms, including Nintendo Switch.
Make it crossplay. Good.
And Starlink Battle for Atlas, the game looks alright, but the whole Star Fox reveal was a big surprise. But which was very cool, but unfortunately that surprise led to my disappointment in another conference, and I'll get to that when we get to that certain conference. But until then, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the game looked like a step up from Origins in terms of gameplay, and it looks gorgeous like always. But the game does worry me because it's a prequel to a game called Origins. That's kind of weird. Which, since it's a prequel, there's no assassins, which makes the title of the game feel kind of redundant. As you said before, it's literally just Creed Odyssey.
Told you.
Also, last year, Origins and Super Mario Odyssey came out on the same day, so now they got Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But the game looks good, and I'll probably get it at some point. So yeah, but Ubisoft, again, just like most conferences, started out with a train wreck and ended up all right. I'll give them that.
A musical train wreck with great choreography.
All right, Souls, what did you think of Ubisoft?
All right, so Ubisoft was completely terrible because Usher there. Yeah, they start off, as always, they got to show the Just Dance. Then we got Beyond Good and Evil 2. I have not played the original Beyond Good and Evil either, but Beyond Good and Evil 2 looks really interesting and looks like it'll make a great movie. Then you got Trials Rising, which looks good. It looks like fun. It looks just like dumb fun. Mario Rabbids, again, have not played their the base game, because this is like just DLC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta get on that. What else we got here? Starlink, like y'all said, I don't know why they didn't do a special character for each console, because like not only and this is just to me, not only are they really just trying to get people to buy the Switch version, but it's like I don't even see anybody buying their original ships. Like, even if they buy it on the Switch, like they're not going to get the regular version either. They're going to get the Star Fox one. So I feel like, you know how you go to GameStop, you see the $5 bin, you'll see all the original versions of that in like the $5 bin. All in pieces and open and all looking like a mess. So and also, it's just me. That thing looks super huge to sit on your controller. Like, is your hand
sit there? Does it have to sit there at all times?
Yeah, you're supposed to keep it on there at all. It clips on.
Pass.
Like, I don't know. Little Billy's going to have a problem. He's going to step on that and break.
Going to break his wrist.
He's going to break his hand and the controller. I skipped Skull and Bones. Yeah, like y'all said though, this is like Assassin's Creed Black Flag without the Assassin's Creed. So they should just call it Black Flag. And then we got For Honor. I downloaded it, played a little bit of it, and it was alright. Creed Odyssey.
Is that what we're going with now?
Yeah, we're gonna stick with Creed Odyssey. Like you said, it's weird that this is a prequel to Origins Odyssey. Like, what's the next Assassin's Creed going to be? Like Caveman Creed?
Far Cry Primal. Creed Primal.
Creed Primal. Creed Primal. They're be jumping from cliffs. With rocks. Yeah, man, I don't know. Assassin's Creed games, they always fool you. Like, they always look awesome, but like I'll give them this. Ubisoft really does sell their Assassin's Creed games. Like, they really look good when they show them off at the E3 floor. But as always, I can never get an Assassin's Creed game day one. They're not really.
You just gotta hope they work day one.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Creed Odyssey, it looks pretty cool. Well, I'll probably get it eventually.
I hate that you guys are calling it that now.
Is there any other name? Anyway. Maybe they'll show like the little arm switchblade that they usually show. Anyway, Creed Odyssey looked okay. Ubisoft overall, it was decent.
All right, for my personal thoughts on Ubisoft, started off really disappointing for me. Although to be fair, I didn't expect too much of them this year, anyways. Like, it didn't get interesting for me until pretty much Mario Rabbids. Which, at first, I wasn't expecting to be interesting, because I'm just not too interested in the game itself. I plan to pick it up one day, but it's not like a must-own. I actually really like what they did with the trailer, having the actual live orchestra and band actually make the sound effects in the trailer live. That's pretty cool. Skull and Bones, probably the highlight for me. Like I said, I'm a sucker for pirates. I like the combat in Black Flag. They're making a game out of it. It's multiplayer. Right up my alley. Definitely going to be checking that out. Starlink, I have no interest in the game, but the fact this is even a thing with the Star Fox stuff is really awesome. For Honor. Before For Honor was out, I was sort of interested in the game, but once it came out, I just had no interest in it whatsoever. And I don't know, even though it's free now, I have like no will to go download it. But the fact they're offering it for free is pretty cool.
It's free now?
Yeah, you don't even have to download it. You just
it's like the last day to get it, but yeah.
It's a big file too, so I don't know if it's
like 40 gigs. I'm like, fuck that.
Plus, you need Uplay, so it's a turn off.
You play, because you're playing, not me.
And finally, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. When I first saw a trailer for this, I thought it looked okay. I would give it a chance. But then I saw the YouTuber, Rad Brad, I believe his name is, play it. He got like to play it early. And it does not look good, honestly. There's no actual like assassin elements, as far as I can tell. Ship combat is nerfed.
I don't even know why there's ship combat in that game.
Yeah, they shoot arrows instead of cannonballs, and it's really fast.
They put their boats division over to Skull and Bones.
Also, for some reason, when you shoot the ships with arrows, explosions come out of it, but we don't talk about that. Yeah, it's weird.
Wait.
Is Link there?
Link, yeah.
But yeah,
Link.
pretty much any interest I had in the game is gone. And also, the character animations are like Mass Effect Andromeda levels of bad. But to be fair, they're working on it, so that could be fixed by launch.
You're throwing shade right now, Bao.
It's true, though. It looks bad if you look it up.
Not even gonna sugarcoat it, just straight up give the ass.
But yeah, Ubisoft started out slow, had a couple good notes for me. I won't rate them terrible, but not too amazing either.